The Western Cape is the second most deadly province in the country. The latest crime stats show almost 1,000 people were murdered there between April and June this year. Our reporter Nobesuthu Hejana has been speaking to members of the community about the situation. She joins us now from our Cape Town studios for an update. And Nobesuthu, from time to time you are talking to me or our other colleagues here in the studio, giving an update about a mass shooting in parts of Cape Town. Now, these statistics obviously apply to the rest of the Western Cape, but I imagine that a large part of that is accounted for by some of the crimes, violent crimes that happen in and around Cape Town. Just talk to me about the process of crunching the numbers, getting meaning from those numbers from the various stakeholders that you've been talking to.
So the Western Cape government says it has recorded about 994 murder cases between April and June 2022. That's also recorded by the crime stats by the National Police. And the Western Cape government saying that, it welcomes the 0.2% increase because it's not much, especially where areas like Khayelitsha, Gugulethu, Delft have been recording a number of mass shootings like you've alluded to. But the Western Cape Community Safety and Police Oversight MEC, Mr. Regan Ellen, saying that, it's clear from their side that initiatives like the LEAP program, where they've deployed police officers in areas like Khayelitsha, Gugulethu, Kraaifontein, Mitchells Plain, they've seen a decline in the number of murders in those particular areas, and saying that, it's not much, but at least it's doing something to improve the lives of the people in the Cape Flats. And he was saying that they want to partner with police, they want to partner with local organizations and ensuring that they do fight crime. And in fact, tomorrow, the province and the Western Cape police will be tabling the provincial crime stats and indicating the number of crimes committed or the weapons that have been confiscated throughout the province and which areas are seem to be problematic. But I spoke to the MEC for Community Safety and Police Oversight, Mr. Regan, earlier, and they were saying that it's something that they welcome, that 0.2%, because they expected more, but they're still going to make sure that they work hard on the ground and increasing those number of LEAP officers and ensuring that Western Cape citizens are protected. But this is what he had to say about those intervention plans.
Okay, what we are doing when there is crime, we in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, they would escort the community to the bus stops to be safe. They would take the children to school, although they have the walking bus, but our block committee also does that. They've been doing that for many years, in 2002. Strangely enough, they are not being recognized now. They are the person that will give the intel to SAPS because they know the regular customers, as we call them in our society, which don't belong there. They know where the guns are hidden. And those are the people that really needs to be part, because the neighborhood watches are just a few. And they can't control the entire Mitchells Plain. So what we are saying, we have these in all areas, and they are. And we are not just looking at patrols. That is not the street and block committee's function at all, just on as a standalone. We are doing programs, because if we want to take a person from where the person was, and I'm going to cite an example, an addict for instance. If you want the addict to be clean, you will refer the person to the relevant institution. If the person is coming back to the same society, which crime is prevalent. So what we are saying, you as the street and block committees look at developmental programs. That's why the Cape Flats Safety Forums, we look at programs that will enhance skills in our society for young people in order to get them away from the crime and criminality in our communities.
All right, Nobesuthu, it seems that that was not the clip that you had intended. So just please contextualize for us there. I see that's Lynn Phillips, one of the people that you spoke to. Put her comments in context and then take us to the comments that you wanted from the government side.
Sure. So we spoke to the Cape Flats Safety Forum in Mitchell's Plain this morning, and we spoke to Ms. Phillips, who was telling us that her organization has been viewed as a vigilante group because of the work they do in the Cape Flats, and in particular in the Mitchell's Plain area, saying that they want to be recognized by the Western Cape government and by the city of Cape Town, because the city and the province can't do the work on their own, and officers are not well equipped to ensure that there's safety in the communities. So they're saying that because they are on the ground and they know exactly what they're dealing with, and working with organizations like the Neighborhood Watches, the CPF, so they get to see what the officials are unable to see, or go to areas where many police officers will not be available or the community members can't reach them. So she was saying that they want to be recognized and they want to be integrated into the safety plans that the province has, and saying that their organization is merely to support the locals, especially in the Cape Flats, and saying that they also want to be acknowledged for the work that they do. But after her bite, I mean, I'm going to talk about Mr. Regan Ellen, who I spoke to earlier on, who was just highlighting some of the intervention plans that they have in the province, and accepting that 0.2% increase, and saying that it's something that, I mean, they expected more, but with this one, it shows that though their prevention plans are working, the LEAP officers that have been deployed in these communities that are known as problematic, they're also working. I mean, Khayelitsha, for this time around, it used to be in the top 10, but now it has dropped to number 16th, and it's the province saying that it's due to the work and the partnerships that they have with the local organizations, the CPFs, Neighborhood Watches, and also the SAPs. But let's take a listen to Mr. Regan Ellen.
We would ideally like to see zero crime in our province. What we've seen in the last quarter was that there was an 8.2% reduction in murder where LEAP officers are deployed. And that should be welcomed, but we do know we have a long way to go. But if I look at gang-related murders, it is still deeply problematic. We need to ensure that firearms are taken off our streets. LEAP officers, since its inception, have taken 222 firearms off the streets, which could have been used to kill further people and innocent bystanders. So we are seeing progress, and we will continue with our interventions to make sure that we do live in safer communities.